Hi, Empress Justice here, and welcome to the Mrigashira new moon reading for Taurus. This is for Kritika, Rohini, and Mrigashira. So let's see what's happening with you guys. Also, Western Taurians, you got your Sun, Moon, and Lagna to look at. You're more than welcome to stay for this forecast if it resonates. Now let's get to the cards, okay? So, first off, we have for you the Nine of Spring, okay? And then we have the Seven of Winter. And then we have Malachite, Prosperity. Now, let's just see what we've got here. So, for Nine of Spring, we've got protect the fruits of your labors, prepare for possible challenges that lie ahead, environmental conservation. So this is in conversation with this card. As usual, the first card is also in conversation with the Oracle deck card, okay? So with Malachite, it says prosperity. There's a positive shift in your flow of divine support. Okay, so it seems like, Taurus, that you've had some hard-won victories lately, okay? Some of you have had some hard-won victories in terms of your life in general, in terms of spirituality, or in terms of any vocations that you've been a part of. Maybe for some of you, it might be activism, okay? But you have a hard-won victory, but it's not winning the war, it's winning the battle. The war is still to come. So you have to prepare for the war ahead. One battle is not the end of the story. So when it comes to your resources, when it comes to your physical body, your home, and in your life in general, you have to take extra steps to protect it still. Just because you've won a certain amount of victories in your life, it doesn't mean you can be complacent. In fact, the more you win, the less complacent you can afford to be. Now, you don't want it to slip into paranoia. You don't want it to do that, especially as it could be a sign that you're underestimating your strengths, which is not something you want to do. You're stronger than you know. But it's important to be prepared for eventualities. Always have a plan B when it comes to your life in general, or when it comes to your vocation or your career or your spiritual life. The reason for this is that we've got the Seven of Winter. Now, usually when the Seven of Swords cards comes up, it means that there's manipulations being done. It means there's game playing. It means there's cunning being used, okay? If there's any noises in the background, it's just, well, it's a combination of life and gang stalking, okay? Let's just continue. Seven of Winter, and then we've got there is a better choice, not seeing things clearly, running away from the truth. Who's running away from the truth, Taurus? Because it's not you. It's not you doing it. Somebody's doing it. It might be another Taurian. Like, it's weird because I'm reading for certain Taurians and not others. There are those of you who are embracing the truth, who are embracing what's going on. And then there are other Taurians who are not doing that. There are other Taurians who are not running from the truth. And there are other people, sign regardless, who are also running from the truth. This is the thing. I feel like people are game playing and manipulating, not out of malice towards you. That's what I'm seeing here. They're not doing it out of malice towards you. This is self-protection, because the truth can be devastating to their livelihoods, professional careers, their formal standing in the world. Like, the truth that you hold, that you have gained your resources and your prosperity from, is threatening to these people, because you have everything that you have because you are honest. There are those of you Taurians, it's not all of you, it's not all of you that I'm reading for. There are Taurians out there who have everything that they have, not because it was ill-gotten, but because of the opposite. And it's making a lot of people nervous, because if you can get this much and get this far just by telling the truth, then what does it mean for them? It reminds your enemies how fragile their position is. So be on the lookout, be aware, and be vigilant. Don't be paranoid, but be vigilant. If you're an intelligent type of Taurian, never underestimate a dumbass. Not ever. If you're an intelligent Taurian, never underestimate a dumbass. Now, all of you are intelligent, I'm just going to say it. But for those of you who feel like you're less intellectual, do not underestimate your own imagination. If you are somebody that is not necessarily intellectually minded, don't underestimate your own imagination. If you are a more intellectual Taurian and you see yourself as quite intelligent, don't underestimate anybody who's stupid. Don't do it. Okay? Now, the past has come back up for some of you Taurians. I feel like that's due to the Mercury and Jupiter conjunction affecting every sign here. I feel like the Mercury and Jupiter conjunction is really drastically affecting your second house and your third house. This is about the people that are surrounding you. You go one step further than that. It's about your neighbors. It's about your siblings. It's about the people that you grew up around. The past is coming back up for you to review. But again, the situation is not that the situation has changed necessarily. It's just that, yeah, you've gotten what you've gotten through truth telling, whereas the people that grew up around you, that are around you, they got what they got through lies. And those lies, it makes them realize how fragile their position is. Their position is very, very fragile. There's a lot of fear there, but it's not coming from you. That's why you have to be vigilant, because it's scared people, very scared people can do some desperate shit. I'm just telling you to just be on your guard. All right. And then you've got the King of Cups. I feel like some of you are increasingly surrounded by emotionally mature people who, I don't know, they might not be like the most articulate people, but they are very emotionally intelligent and they love you and they care about you. I feel like Taurians, you're going to be surrounded by people like that who really see it for you. They're more peaceful kinds of people. They're not going to be like warlike, like you might have to be, but they are going to be very sort of kind and compassionate with you. And that's what you need, because when the past is coming back up like this, you need to talk your feelings out to people who get it and who are on your side, right? I feel like some of your relationships are going to strengthen a lot. There are going to be a lot of strengthened relationships in your life. I feel like it's going to be very, very nice. Like there's a beautiful little pocket of happiness here that I'm seeing for you guys. I'm going to read the notes before I get into this card, because I feel like it's going to be important. So first off, your second and third house are going to be really highlighted by the Mercury and Jupiter conjunction. And also your ninth house is going to be highlighted by the midheaven and the Pluto conjunction. So second, third, ninth, education is going to change. What you know, what you thought you knew, all of these things are going to change. Third and ninth axis is about knowledge. So what you know is going to change. What you thought you knew about life is going to change. And what you thought you knew about the world around you, about what you grew up in, is going to change as well. It's going to be quite a revelation for you. So in the face of that, it's important that you focused on your first house. You focus on yourself, your body, your not necessarily your appearance, but your physical health, who you are, who you want to be. So with the reevaluation of your second, third, and ninth houses comes this understanding that you need to transform yourself and you need to create your own universe from who you are and from your own values. So yeah, it really is all about you during this lunar period, Taurus. I'm not sorry to say it. It's the same with every lunar phase. You're no different. It's number one. You're number one, baby. And I know you don't like hearing that, but it's the truth. You're number one in this case. Now, hold on. Before I get to that, your notes are courageous move, moving away from responsibility, creating a new path, fitness, new career beginning, and outsmarting others. Yep. Just like I said before, I said that regardless of whether or not you're an intellectual and strategic person, or if you are a spontaneous or creative person, one way or another, you're going to find a way to outsmart your enemies. It's not going to be good for them. It's not going to be good for them. I'm just going to say that, right? And I'm not saying that through wishful thinking. You will definitely find out at the end of this new moon. When the next new moon comes around, you'll definitely see what I'm talking about. Okay? So with this card right here, this is the beginning of something. You're building something consistently. This is something that you're consistently building that is now beginning to show fruit in a meaningful but unexpected way. And it's unexpected because of that Uranus conjunction with the ascendant, which are also your first house. The Rohini Lagna, the transit Lagna, and the transit Uranus, which is in Kritika, they're both conjunct, Kritika Taurus, they're both conjunct in your sign in the first house. So your sense of self is about to change as well. Your sense of self is about to undergo a transformation that really needs to be paid attention to. So yeah, you've got some really significant and powerful stuff coming up, Taurus, but I have every faith in you. You've always been a really smart sign in a pragmatic way, but you've always been very smart. So I'm not worried about you guys. Anyway, that was for Taurus. That was for Kritika, Rohini, and Mrigashira. That was for my Western Taurians, Sun, Moon, and Lagna. I am Empress Justice. I'll see you in the next reading. Peace and blessings. Bye-bye, my darlings.